Alright, what's up guys? It's your man Corey Clips, and today we're here with another YouTube tutorial. I should say Corey in the house. It felt like I haven't done one of these in almost years, but it's been months. In today's tutorial, I will be showing you all how to do a mid-fade, or as I would say, a Fue Mid-Fade on the man Danny. And as I always say, let's get into it. Alright, starting off, as you can see, I had the comb matched up to the eyebrow, so that's where I like to start my first guideline when it comes to my mid fades. Some people might start higher, but in my case, I always start low, as if you would hear me say in previous videos, just for mistakes. Say if I was to mess up, then I know I can bring the fade up a little higher without it being too high or still being that mid area. In this tutorial, I also split the videos up as well. As you can see, as I always say, what you do to one side, you must do to the other. Okay, so as you can see, I have my 1.5 guard. I closed it all the way. Reason why I start with my 1.5 guard is to knock some of that bulk down. I don't do it on every client, but that's like my first guideline, to knock the bulk down. So that way I could just fade in that area. And then when I get towards the top, I already know I can get my 2 guard up, fade it up into my, or blend it up into my 4 guard. I try to be a perfectionist. So, you know, one thing I can say is your guidelines don't have to be the most perfect, but as long as they're in the area you're trying to achieve that fade in. So for my actual first guideline, it will be a no guard with the lever all the way open, as you can see. And the reason I say all the way open is for my beginner barbers. In my case, I'll do about 2/3 of the way. It's just a step that I created. But if you're beginning, I'll say start with the lever all the way open, just in case if you mess up, you can always fix your mistake. You don't want to cut too much hair and then it's just bald and you know you have to go up some more. Smell like waffles. That was random, wasn't it? Okay, so my steps are always the same. Or that bottom line on that first guideline, I will close the lever all the way open, as you can see, but I'm not going all the way up. I'm just gonna probably go about 1/2 inch maybe, or not even 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, because I just want to knock out that bottom line, you know. Like I always tell y'all lucky, because I have to do this without no music, and I'm not saying it's boring, but it's just I like to hear some little tunes too. Just doo-doo-doo-doo. And for that middle line, I use the corner of my blade, but when I think of middle, I think of midway. So I want to have my lever midway. And if the line's not coming out after you done cut it midway, then of course you have to close your lever a little bit just to be able to knock out that line. I use the corner of the blades. Reason being is because you don't want to create a whole new guideline that'll be hard to take out like later on down the cut. I don't have my gold brush today. We have the red brush, but red's my favorite color. So for all y'all who didn't know, like I said, a perfectionist. Okay. Alright, so for my next guideline, I will have the 1/2 guard all the way open, as you can see, all the way open. Reason being, like I said, is for the beginner barbers. Your best thing would be to start open every time. Like I always say, you can cut more hair off, but you can't grow the hair back once you cut it. So always start high, then work your way down. As you can see, I'm just using the when I cut, I don't dig all the way into the hair. I kind of try to like brush off of it, you know, brush off of the head, like at an angle. You know how they always tell you that flicking motion or that C motion? Well, there's some truth behind that, but you'll kind of figure out your own motion the more you start cutting, you know. Just look at the wrist. But the same steps will apply. As you can see, I'm knocking out that bottom line with the lever all the way closed, and I'm going up about 1/4 of an inch. Not too far up, because I still want my blend to transition from that light to dark. I don't want it to just be bald, then it's just darkness. Like, you know, like I want it to gradually work its way up to it. And as you can see, like I always do, I'll point at that edge of the blade. When it comes to using the edge of the blade, as you can see, I'm going against the direction that the hair is growing. Reason being is because if you cut with the direction, you'll be able to cut hair, but it's only going to cut a certain amount. It's not cutting anymore. But if you go against the grain, you're going to cut the hair that it needs to cut, and the fade will be even all the way around. Now I'm using about that halfway mark at that lever. Once you get towards the back of the head, it's like this with all clients that I've cut, and I think it's just us, like people in general, our occipital bone, I believe. That area of the head will tend to be darker than when you go to the front and the sides of the head. I couldn't really tell you why, but when it comes to that area, you will have to close your lever a little bit more just to cut the hair. So my advice to y'all is don't be afraid to cut the hair once you close your lever, because I used to be like that. I'd be like, dang, I might go up too high or something, you know. And like I always say, what you do on one side, you must do on the other side. So 1.5 guard all the way closed, just to knock some of that bulk down so I can have room to start with when I'm doing my fade. You know, nothing too crazy. I need like an intro to my videos, like ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Not as me. Cord clips, are you in good hands? All right, so first guideline, as you can see, lever all the way open. I want to cause like I said, I have music, but should I just like let y'all watch me do it, or do y'all want me to still explain? All right, I'll let y'all comment below for all y'all who do watch my videos. I want to thank y'all as well too, cause the man took a break. I was still posting my shorts, but I had to take a break, you know. Making content ain't no joke, bro. It takes time and energy, at least when you're trying to produce quality work. It's not about quantity, it's about quality, the best. So as you can see, like I said, that bottom line, and then I'll put my lever about midway of that mark. As you see the lines coming out, like I said, when it gets towards that back part of the head, the hair, you'll have to close the lever a little bit more, just to knock that line out so the blend can be even with the fronts and the sides. Any lines that you see will be detail work. You see I went back to hit that, which you could always do at the end of the cut, or me, I'll do it during the cut, but it really just preference what you prefer to do. And my clone kept moving his head. I think he was excited of the video. Alright, so now I'm finna get ready to show y'all part of that back half. Alright, as you can see, same step, half guard all the way open. But like I said, when it comes towards that back, you'll have to close it a little more. So don't be afraid, thinking that if you close it more, that you'll end up cutting more hair than like the rest of the head. It's just that back of the head just works a little different, a different ball stuff. My guard all the way open. I should put like a Jeopardy sound, like nah, nah, nah. Like as we were waiting, it's like I'm waiting while y'all waiting, because I have to do the voiceover on this as well. So as y'all can see, already did that bottom half. Now it's time for the midway. I guess when I do like the second clips, future videos, I might just stay quiet and let y'all watch, so that way y'all can examine it better, you know. But like I said, remember this, these are my steps. Okay, so say if I do lever all the way open, that first guideline, then to knock at that bottom line, I'm going to close my lever all the way, but I'm going to go up about 1/4 of an inch. Some people might do 1/2 inch, depending on how high like you want your blend to go. But I'll go about 1/4 of an inch. Then that middle line, midway. So I know my lever has to be midway. And after that, once the hair's not cutting no more, I'll just play in between that midway area. So if I gotta close it a little bit, then I'll close it. And use the corner of your blades when it comes to that section. Reason being is you don't want to create a whole new guideline, and when you get ready to go to your next guideline, it's like, okay, now I gotta go back and take this line out, you know? So just keep that in mind. All right, the part I've been waiting for. So as you can see, when I get ready to blend up into the bulk area, I always comb my client's hair in their direction that their hair grows. That makes it easier on me. But as you can see, I have the number 2 guard all the way open, and I comb every time I cut. That way I can make sure I'm cutting the right amount of hair. It's like I'm not cutting extra hair, and then when I comb it forward, it looks like I just cut a chunk of his hair out, you know? See, I always comb it up, and I do a flicking out motion. Reason being is because I'm trying to scoop and grab the hair to make sure that it's being cut. All right, so that's my number 2 open, and as you can see towards that back area, right? Like I said, it's darker. Even though I use the 2 guard all the way around, like it's still darker. It's just the back of the head. I have no idea why. I don't know why. Up under that 2 guard open, you can do a 2 close if you want to, you know, take safe steps. But honestly, I'll go in with the 1.5 open, which is pretty similar to the 2 guard closed. I think it's probably off like a 0.5, I believe. But like I said, I'll do a 1.5 open, and then that bottom line, I'll do a 1.5 closed. And you remember when we first started, I did a 1.5 closed to do my first line, so that way I have room to work with when I'm starting my fade. So as you can see, y'all, I'll be honest with y'all, I do believe I am a pretty amazing barber, and I'm glad for y'all giving me the opportunity to be able to show you all how I cut. So like I said, for all the people who do watch my videos, I want to thank y'all in advance, and I'm gonna always tell y'all thank y'all because y'all are supporting me, and I appreciate that. So for that bottom line, after I use my 1.5, I go in with my 1 guard, and with my 1 guard, I don't go all the way up. I'll probably say about 1/4 of an inch because I'm trying to knock out that bottom line from that 1.5 guard. But that 1 guard open, cut into that because it's similar. A 1.5 close is similar to a 1 open. It's just off by a little bit, but that 1 guard will cut more. So it'll help that transition out. You might have to close your guard just a little bit, not too much, but that's what I do. As you can see, that line is starting to gradually blend. Anything that you see will be detail work, which always at the end of the cut. Man, if we could just do the back of the head like everything else, that'd make life so much easier. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. I mean, I'm not complaining, you know. I know how to cut it, so.
Some real slide on my end. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all, I'll be honest with y'all, in my cuts, I really don't use enhancements, honestly. Majority of my cuts are natural cuts, unless it's a client that I know for the most part likes to use enhancements, then I will put the enhancements on. Some of my videos, I show you all that, me using the enhancements, but it's rare that I do it. In my opinion, I prefer a natural cut, but the thing is, I try to mimic my cut to a cut that looks like it has enhancements, you know? So it's like I try to keep the darkness, the gradual blend, to where it's real nice, you know? But like I always say, what you do on one side, you must do on the other. So that 1.5 guard. And on this side of the head, I already hit it with the 2 guard. So now it's just my 1.5 work. And the lever is all the way closed. So the back of the head it's not a joke. It ain't a joke. Let me talk a little ignorant for a second. You might understand me better. So I need this thing in 4K. And what I realized, they say if you cut faster, then your cut will be faster, but I believe that you'll end up making mistakes and missing spots that you would have to keep going over. So my advice to you would just be, take your time the first time and the cut will be faster. Because if you get that spot the first time, you won't have to keep going over it. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I've been working on myself, because sometimes I try to be like the Flash while I'm cutting my client's hair. I mean, you know, but I still focus to my detail. It's just I'm in the same spot for a while. So I don't want y'all making the mistakes that I made. Hey, look at that. You can see that blend coming together. Just flawless as can be. And like I said, when I go towards that back area, I'm gonna have to close my lever a little bit more, fortunately. So don't be afraid of that. You might think you're about to cut more hair, but you're not. It's just you have to even it out with the rest of the fade. You don't want your other parts of your hair to be blended, then that back part is just dark and it doesn't look blended at all, you know? So you have to bring that back part a little higher. Look at the fade. You get what I'm saying? You know I gotta hype myself from time to time. But y'all, hope this video was very informational for y'all, or informal, however you want to say it. And as I always say, Corey Clips are in good hands. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button.